Hey Super Trainer, this is JSE with another video training lesson for you. I hope you are having a spectacular day. Check this out. This is what this lesson is all about. It's about personal branding and brand identity and continuity. And so, is this shameless self-promotion? Yes, of course. And I want you to do exactly the same thing. And so that's what this lesson is about. So if you need to, pause the video just for a second, or open up another screen, or do whatever you're going to do to take some notes, because this is going to be some really cool information for you. All right, so the reason that I did this, and I want you to do similar things for your business, is really simple. You need to have brand consistency. Now, in my case, for example, I have a lot of different interest in the fitness industry. It's a lot of different brands and subcategories and stuff like that. And even for our people that work with me, it can be confusing. So obviously, it can be confusing for other people as well. So what we had to do is divide things and categorize things and subdivide things further in some cases, and even eliminate some things in some cases. But all in all, everything falls under the JSE brand, the umbrella. And so if you have, like, let's just say your name is Bob Smith. Let's make it really easy. Bob Smith is the personal trainer or the fitness guy. But underneath the Bob Smith brand, he may have a boot camp, he may do kettlebells, he may do lifestyle coaching or whatever it is. But Bob Smith is the brand. Bob Smith is the man. And Bob Smith always needs to be the one thing that is consistent throughout. So think about other brands that you know. Tony Robbins, Jennifer Lopez, even, you know, I went into a discount department store the other day here. I don't even know if it's a department store. I don't know what you call it. Kohl's. I don't know if you have them where you're at. And Daisy Fuentes has a line of clothing. I remember her on from MTV in the 80s and the 90s. So, you know, each person has a brand. They have an identity. What are some other brands that you know of? Any of these brands, any of these people. Martha Stewart is another good one. Rachel Ray. It doesn't have to be in the fitness industry. Learn from people in other industries as well. They are the brand, but they have different entities, divisions, products, and lines under that brand. But it is the brand that has to be consistent in this. That is the umbrella of everything that you do, especially as you start growing your empire, right? It has to be consistent. What is the hub? What is the focal point that everything comes back to? It has to be you. It's all about you and building your brand and your name recognition, because the reason you do that is if people like you as an individual and they can identify with you and your brand, then they are far more likely to like other things that you do that fall underneath that brand. But everything needs to stem from that. So as an example, on your main website, which should be yourname.com, and if it's not available, do the best you can to get something as close as possible. So yourname.com, bobsmith.com, under that should have like you know, products or services or divisions or whatever. Then it branches out into the other things that you do, but it all starts with your single identity. Okay, this is really, really important. Please take this to heart. Because there's so much out there, and there's so many people that want to do cool stuff, and a lot of people do really cool stuff. You have to be different. You have to be unique. There has to be something about you that stands out head and shoulders above everyone else, specifically within your niche. So the reason I did this, let me just explain what this is too, because this is so easy, you guys, and it didn't cost that much, okay? So if you've ever been to a movie premiere, or have seen a movie premiere in the magazine or on TMZ, whatever it is, one of those Access Hollywood shows, that's called a media wall. A media wall. And generally those are made out of like a high density foam that has a thing that's been peeled and applied to it and just silk screened or printed on there in a different printing process. This is a vinyl banner. And it is, I'm going to turn my computer here, check this out. You can see, so this one side of my office, and that's my wife Kelly's desk. Okay. Yes, we actually work well together. Amazing, huh? Sometimes couples can do that. Okay. So, but she's not in here when I'm doing this, obviously. But what this does, though, is it creates the illusion of like a studio or whatever. But it is it unifies the brand. and I'm gonna share this with you, how I did this and what I did, but I want you to think about how can you unify your brand in every way possible. And I'm going to give you an example of what to do if you have a studio too, to make this really, really work for you on a social scale. But all this is this is like a trade show banner. In this particular one, it's called a banner stand, I believe, a pop-up banner stand. and the name of the company eludes me, but you can go online and just look for trade show pop-up banner stands. Some are only like this wide, 2, 3, 4 feet. This one's 6 feet wide because as the camera comes out, I want to make sure that it encompasses both sides here, right? So, and it's like 7 feet tall. I think it was $600, something like that. But it's going to last forever. And so I just gave them a high resolution logo, and I said I want it in a repeating yet alternating pattern. So you can kind of see how they did that, okay? So it's really simple, using the regular webcam. Boom, now you have consistency with everything that you do here. Now, if you take something like this, or another way of doing it, we did this at a live event that actually Sam was at last year, and we do this as a 10 by 10, and you get they install the grommets on it, and you can put it up on the wall, and you have everyone take their photo in front of the media wall, and at your event or whatever you're doing, like as an example, at our event that we did, we had everyone do that, and they put it up on Facebook, and whoever got the most likes and comments, I think we did as well, for their photo that they took in front of the media wall, we gave them, I forget what it was like $1,000 gift certificate to Nesta or something. I don't know. It was definitely worthwhile. So obviously we got a lot of promotion out of it. It added value to what they did. And so that was good. So people do crazy stuff. They're doing like one-arm handstands and crazy stuff and just being goofy in front of the media wall. But here's how this applies to you. Like, let's just say you have a CrossFit box, or you have a small studio, or a martial arts school or whatever. You have a place in your facility that's like a media wall. Because that's where and you encourage people to do photos in front of your media wall. And so it's really, really simple. And that's the place. You can even make a thing out of it. Take your picture here and put like X's on the ground, right? And you can have an area where the camera person is supposed to stand. I mean, make it kind of a thing. And then you can have contests and competitions, and you can, whoever gets the most likes, whoever gets the most comments, whoever gets the most shares. And then you can do certain things where people put this up on your fan page, and you have a different type of contest, and you run it for a specific amount of time. So there's a bunch of different ways of doing this. So think about how you can use something like this at your facility or your event or your special promotion or your outdoor, if you're doing something like at a health fair, or sometimes you get a booth like at a 5K, 10K marathon, stuff like that, or like a mud run or the Spartan races, something like that. A lot of different ways you can use it and benefit from it. But just on a general note, aside from this being a banner, think about how you would use something like this or other things like this to unify your brand, to bring it together so everything comes back to you. You as an individual, you are the brand, and then everything you do stems out from that brand. Even if you have other licensed or franchise systems, or you're doing different types of workouts or offering different types of nutritional products or whatever it is, ultimately, and there's exceptions to what I'm saying, but ultimately, generally, you are at the top, right? It's you, and then the other things come under your umbrella. So you need to think of it in a hierarchical structure as far as how you're going to do it from your website, how you do it from perhaps even a linking structure to get more links into your website, how you're doing it from a press and media standpoint, and how you're doing it from a brand continuity perspective, and also on social media and so on. So that's it. I hope this was really, really helpful for you. Make sure you leave some comments below, and thanks for the opportunity, Sam. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks.